All right, guys, welcome back again to the channel. So, it's official. The match day of the FIFA World Cup qualifying series, the last game to be precise, Nigerian Super Eagles locking horns against the Cheetahs of Benin Republic this evening, 5 p.m. is the time. And also, South Africa will be hosting Rwanda on the other end. But when you look at the preparation, everything has been spot on from both sides. We've seen, Benin Republic preparing like they've never done before. They entered the country since Saturday, one day before the Super Eagles landed, and they've been preparing, putting extra shifts, putting extra hours, making sure that everything is spot on in terms of their preparation for today's game. And the Super Eagles also have done their bits, came late into the country because of airplane issue here and there, but they've also had equal amount of training sessions with their counterpart, and everything looks great from the camp of the Super Eagles. The only big miss would be that Ademola Lookman will not be available to play this one, but aside from that, everything is intact right now. They've all had their trainings, no more trainings again, so it's just going to be only time. We're just waiting for the time to get to 5 p.m. and then they march out onto the pitch to play this game. But the reaction from both coaches, talking about Coach Eric Shell, he has said that this match versus Benin Republic is the biggest match of his career. He says that sometimes he's a little bit nervous, but we'll see what will happen. So obviously, when a coach comes out and says that a match is the biggest match of his career, you know that it really means a lot to him. You know that there's going to be a lot of you know nerves here and there, tensions here and there. But from the Benin Republic side, it's also the same thing with Jared Raw. Feels this match is a very important one. And as a matter of fact, he says that he wants to win. He wants to make history because nobody gave them the chance from the onset when they were placed in the Group C. People said that they didn't have a chance. They were not going to make it, in a group that especially had the likes of the Super Eagles, the Giant of Africa, and then South African team who are also in form in recent times. So no one give them a chance, but they've been able to prove everybody wrong, prove the critics and haters wrong, by progressing the way that they've done and reach this uh, stage that they now have everything in their hands to actually finish the job. So he says that that same mentality is what they'll be using to approach today's game. But he also mentioned that he's going to be defensive, that his side is going to be defensive because he knows that Nigeria will want to get the victory uh, to qualify, but he also wants to get the victory. But he knows that to get a victory, he has to defend and then try counter attacking because he cannot match Nigeria, head to head, like attacking wise. So he wants to approach the game a bit defensively and then try to capitalize on counter attacks. That's part of what he said. But we are going to see, of course, one of the players of Coach Eric Shaw, in the striker Steve Mooney, also came out to say his bit. He said that in his word, he said, if we are the only team that beats Nigeria, I think we are the only team that can beat them again. That is what he said in the pre-match conference. Of course, you recall they beat us in the first leg under Coach Finidi, 2-1. We scored the first goal. Onyedika scored in first half, and then we slipped, considered 2 goals late in the first half. So it was a terrible game for us. We removed our foot from the throttle, and just in that few minutes, we were punished. But this match is going to be very different, and if anything, sir, I think it's time for payback because they beat us before. So obviously, we should fancy paying them back now that they're on our home soil. But Moon is taking advantage from the first fixture, saying that if they did it before, they can also still do it again. But wait and see, of course, what will happen uh, after the match has been played. But quickly, I just wanted to give you some some updates concerning the South Africa versus Rwandan game. Of course, that game is also cooking. It's also going to be a really, really strong match. In fact, if I can find a way to watch these games simultaneously, I would really love to do that. But for the South Africa camp, it seems like one of their strikers have gone to injury. He has withdrawn from the squad because of injury issues, and that man is like Foster. So they've now made a call to replace him with a striker from Stellenbosch FC called Ashley Cupido. So Ashley Cupido will be coming in to replace Love Foster in the South African camp. So just there's been some reaction as well from the coach of the South African side, and this is what he said in his pre-match press conference. He said, "We are ready for it. We are ready to play a good game because whatever you saw about the game in Zimbabwe, it wasn't a bad game from my side. We have to support the team, and again, I'm sure that we will be ready tomorrow, and then hoping we can win. We are ready to win the game, but we all know that that cannot be enough. So let's hope that at the other side, that the gods are with us and see the results that everyone hopes in Nigeria, and that's the fact that Benin will lose against them." So that is what he said. He's now placing their chances on the hands of the gods, hoping that the gods will help them to get a favorable result in the other side, meaning that they want Nigeria to win. But again, quickly from the Rwandan side, there's obviously been no shortage of strong mentality from this Rwandan side, particularly the head coach Ade Amrouche, who has come out now to say that they are going to give South Africa a big fight this evening. He said that they have, you know, their dignity, integrity, identity to fight for, and that is what they are going to display tonight. It's what he said. I can assure you, we will not go down easily against South Africa. We will fight for every ball. We are building something solid. Our players have shown heart, hunger, and belief. Even if the results have not gone our way, our performances show that we belong at this level. It's not over until the final whistle. This is about dignity, identity, and the Rwandan spirit. South Africa will meet a team that refuses to give up. So that is what Adel Amrouche has said leading up to this match. It's going to be a headache of a match, these two games, obviously. So we'll just wait and see, guys, later on. And then for my predicted formation, I think Kucherkshaw is going to go with a formation that would look like uh, a 4-1-3-2 formation. And I think Wabali is going to get the nod to start despite his recent mistakes. And then for the CBs, I'm thinking Semi Ajayi and Kevin Bassi might be given a nod. Just Ekong hasn't been very trustworthy in recent times, so Semi Ajayi probably edge him on this one. And then Benjamin Frederick played it too, and then we see Bruno Onyemaechi playing as a left back. And then for just in front of them, Didi will occupy that 4 position. And then in front of Didi, we'll have like 3 players. Samuel Chukwueze starting from the right, Alex Iwobi from the middle, that's the 10th position, and then Moses Simon from the left, and then the 2 attackers, or attacker and supporting striker, Victor Osimhen and Eko Adams. So these are the guys that I think will start the match. But some changes, of course, we'll be expecting. Zaidu Senusi really showed his pace and quality and how he can affect the game in the last game when he came on. So I'm expecting him to also be substituted in at some point. Tolu Alkodari as well could also make an entrance early in the second half. But that's the update, guys. My predicted score line is 2-0 for this game. 2-0 to Nigeria. Let me know what you think, guys. Drop your own scoreline prediction. Drop your formation for this game. And then later after the match, we'll come out to talk about it. Hopefully, Nigeria will get a victory in this match. And then, by God's grace, South Africa will draw their match against Rwanda. But hey, we'll see what happens later tonight.